But Joe Palmer was made very clear last week with the announcement that the title of the man next to Mark Robinson is the new head coach. How does that fit in with the coaching structure moving forward?
So I think we're looking to move forward with the times. I think the term manager is quite a traditional term, and it does bring with it a lot of pressure on that individual because they're dealing with everything. It's not just coaching the players on the pitch. They're dealing with recruitment, and they're dealing with a whole host of other issues. And I think what we're keen to do is to enable Mark to focus on his coaching and actually bring in a structure around him that brings in more specialist skills, more support in other areas, so that he can focus on doing the best task that he can in what he's a specialist in, and enabling other people to do their bits and also spread the decision making process as well. It's not just down to one individual. And that takes the pressure off, and we need to enable all the people within that football environment to work, with a clear mindset, really.
Is this something that, if the support staff buy into it, can be a real success, do you think?
I think so. It's about empowering them. I'm sure Robbo can tell you all about that. It's really important to have that sort of environment, isn't it?
Well, Mark, just in terms of your role, how does it play to your strengths?
I'd like to think I've got the job based on the fact of my coaching abilities and the fact that I can build, environments and cultures and learning environments. I'd like to think that's why I got the job, and that was the feedback I got, not just on the presentation, but how quickly things had changed and developed within a really, really short time. I think that's what got me the role, and that is my strength, is building those environments. It's what I've done in the past in and out of football, so it's exactly the way I see it, and I think it's the way for us to move forward. I think when you have to make so many different decisions, it can lead to mistakes, and you need a process, whether it be on identifying players, etc., where you can go to other people who are giving you the required information, and then you come to a joint decision. Because I think when 3 points is everything on a Saturday, it can lead to knee-jerk decisions, and where we are as a club, we can't afford to have any knee-jerk decisions. Everything has to be thought through, and everything has to be a process.
We know from you building the academy structure that you're very much a part of something that's moving forward there. What can this do for the future?
Well, exactly. The whole point of it is to get everyone excited. In terms of the style of football, what that looks like in terms of, if you're a young academy player coming through the ranks, you're excited to play in that style of football. In terms of the players we can attract, as well. So, we know we haven't got lots of money, but if you've got this learning environment and you're playing a certain style of football, then you can attract, hopefully, the players we want. And also, if you're looking at the best loans as well, again, that leads to that. If you want to get the very best loans, the fact of the matter is you do have to be playing a certain style of football. Obviously, my job and the team's job is to make sure it's still a style that's relevant to Wimbledon fans and what they want to see. That's why I talk about intensity and things like that. But it's absolutely key if we're going to move forward as a football club.
Just obviously a bit too soon for announcements, Joe, but the support staff that Robbo's going to have around him, it's not just him, so we'll be hearing news soon, I presume, about it.
No, I think the key thing is it's not just about having one assistant, as you traditionally find with a manager. It's about having a number of staff around you that bring certain skill sets, whether it's a set piece specialist, whether it's someone who can deal on the mental side, specialities. So I think, the discussion we've had is about bringing in staff that can actually just bring more detail, more specialist skills, who are not necessarily full-time, might be part-time, but bringing in what you need and not rushing the decision. So I don't think, you could be, this is not the best time of the season to be searching for an assistant. A lot of people are employed, so it's really about, taking this time, taking stock of what's out there, and actually taking maybe a slightly different approach and being more open to specialist skills that are out there. So it's not critical, like we're saying, we need to employ someone in within 2 weeks' time. It's not about that. It's taking a more relaxed, considered approach and actually bringing in the specialist skills so that Mark feels that he's got the people around him that he needs and the knowledge that he needs.
A perfect example of that is you talking about a set piece coach. How important is that 1% at this level to get that advantage over other clubs?
Yeah, and it's hugely important, and I think again that's what impressed Joe and the board, was that even though I was interim manager, I brought those in really quickly, as well as mindset coach as well, because that they're really, really important. So there was no guarantee they were going to have full-time jobs because I didn't have the job, but I just wanted to show that I believe that's the way to go, and Joe believes that's the way to go on the board. So that's why I brought those people on board, because you don't know it, no one knows everything. So you want to be bringing specialist people in to deal with those things, and they'll be accountable. If they don't produce, then no disrespect, you find someone else. So that's what it's about. It's about bringing specialist people in. They can then become accountable for their roles, like you would have in any business, same as I'm accountable and everyone else. And that's the way you move forward. So, in terms of the assistant, just to add to that, Joe come up with a structure for this season, how it's going to look, and I'm very happy with the support we're going to be getting. So, and as Joe said, it's not the ideal time to be looking for someone full time. So, but I'm really pleased with the support that we're getting.